This is 105.9 The Region. I'm Tina Cortez with On the Market, York Region's exclusive radio real estate show. Our expert from RE/MAX Prime Properties is Asif Khan. Good morning, Asif.
Good morning, Tina.
And you have our first guest today.
I do, and we're going right to the top. Canada's number one agent for a number of years running, Faisal Susiwala. Faisal, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, Asif.
Faisal, I know you've been through numerous markets and ups and downs. Tell us a little bit about how you found 2023.
Well, 2023 was definitely a very challenging year. We saw from January till about May an uptick in the market, essentially because of the pause in real estate interest rates. And now we're seeing from June to now that the rates have paused, but there were two increases, and that caused us to see a decline in the market. So that 10% gain that we saw in the first 6 months of the year, we gave back in the last 6 months. But again, with the last couple of pauses here, and hopefully that will continue into the first of the new year, I do believe that we're going to start seeing the market pick up.
So you called this year challenging, and you said there were pauses. What impact did that have on buyers and sellers?
Well, for buyers, they took a wait-and-see approach, and they wanted to sideline. So we saw the sales drop as a result of that. Now, sellers basically were still coming off of the highs that they had seen last year and decided, well, we're not going to take less than what we were expecting to get in the previous year, and we're going to hold out for what we want. But then with the increases in the interest rates, people were getting mortgage renewals, and then they decided, well, we can't hold on, it's not sustainable, and started declining their prices in order to catch up with the market.
And as we look forward to 2024, do you see the momentum that we've built over the last couple of months continue into the new year and possibly fuel the market enough that we're going to start to see that pent-up demand return, multiple offers come back into play? Is that what you're thinking as well?
Absolutely. And you know, I heard an economist speak a few days ago, and he said that the bad news is actually good news. And what he meant by that in any other economy, any other time, if the interest rates went up 500 basis points, the market would crash. We didn't see a crash in the market. We saw a correction. We saw a decline in the market. So the fact that something so significant has happened in the market and it didn't crash is actually a positive sign. So that pent-up demand, I believe that another pause, in fact, another cut in the interest rates will create that energy back in the market, and we're going to see people jumping back in. And I would go as far as to say that for every 0.25% we see the interest rate drop, we'll probably see a 3 to 5% increase in real estate values.
Now, throughout this year on the show, the issues have been affordability and inventory. Would you agree with that? And what do you think will be some of the challenges on the market in the new year?
Well, affordability is directly related to interest rates. Mm-hmm. So if the interest rates start going down, affordability will go up. Inventory has been high right now, but if the interest rates drop, all those people that were waiting in the sidelines are going to start jumping in, and it's going to be herd mentality, right? You're buying, I'm buying too. You're not buying, I'm not going to buy. And that's what we've seen in the past, and that's been the catalyst to the bidding wars that we've seen in the past as well. And I do believe that after the first quarter of next year, we're going to be right back to lower levels of inventory and lots of buyers wanting to get back in because the rates are going to start declining.
And Faisal, you service the Cambridge, Guelph, Kitchener, Waterloo areas, and we saw a lot of our York Region residents move out that way or purchase investment properties out that way. Do you see that continuing? How are your prices doing, and what type of investor is moving out that way?
Well, we're down 30% from the highs, so it's a very attractive marketplace. The average home in Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo is just under $800,000 for a single detached. So it's a very affordable area to live in. Deurbanization, people working from home, that whole hybrid work environment has made this area very popular. And that's going to continue, not only from investors, because we're seeing the rental rates pretty high in this area compared to what your investment would be. So for an average $450,000 two-bedroom stacked townhome, the actual rent on that unit is going to be somewhere around $2,450 to $2,500 a month. So the return is actually pretty decent on that investment. So it's attractive to investors, attractive to people downsizing, and very attractive to young families just trying to get a foot in the door.
So when Asif introduced you, he said you're the number one agent in Canada. What's your secret?
Oh, my secret. Well, I'm getting old. 35 years in the business. It's consistency. It's acting on the latest available technology, adapting to it, taking everything and not taking the foot off the pedal. You know, marketing is key in any industry, and being a brand and creating an environment where people will turn to you because you're an expert in that field. Just over time, you can find that people become complacent and they get used to their old ways of doing things. So building your brand, and I see scaling down. In this Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo area, I decided not to go, all throughout Ontario and start selling houses. I focused primarily in the neighborhoods that I was comfortable in, got to know the people in that community, worked within that community, and just started building my brand.
And it's definitely paid off. Faisal, I'm going to get you to take out your crystal ball and tell us what we should expect for 2024, not only in the Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, Guelph areas, but maybe all through Ontario, and how you see that laying the foundation for 2025 as well.
So 2024, I think the first quarter, we're going to see a lot of just the similar market we saw the last quarter here, because people are still going to be very apprehensive. January 24th, we're seeing another rate announcement, and I believe it will be a pause again, which is good news. The second quarter, I believe, with 0.5% decline in interest rates, we're going to see at least a 5 to 7% increase in real estate values. That pent-up demand is going to come back into the market. By the end of 2024, we're going to see positivity. And by the beginning of 2025, spring of 2025, I think we're going to be right back into bidding war season. With the amount of immigration, the population, the lack of housing, the housing crisis that we're facing, it's inevitable. Where are people going to live? Interest rates will come down. People will jump back in. Prices will definitely go up.
Faisal, I'm going to tease your book, The Real Deal. You certainly are the real deal. For our listeners that want to read your book and find out a little more about you, where can they find it, and how do they contact you if they want more information about your market?
Well, thank you for that. So it's on Amazon.ca. It's in Audible, Kindle, and paperback, and certainly Amazon's probably the best way to get a hold of the book. If anyone ever wants to reach out to me directly and have any questions, my office number direct is 519-624-5555.
Faisal, happy holidays, and we hope to speak with you in the new year.
Thank you. All the best, both of you.